when we're talking about acceptable use policies, and these are a key element of the e-safety support that we at Northern Grid provide, and that I provide through the sessions that are delivered on location in the organisations. I talk very much about acceptable use policies the way forward, and that is about policies and practices and training and infrastructure, and that you need to have the practices that model the policies. And inevitably we have seen historically, and I think probably still very much today, a school will see that it needs, and any organisation will do this, I think, is we need a policy. Go and see if you can find one on the web, change the name, we'll be all sorted. Unless you have ownership of that policy, then there is no chance of anybody ever using them and adhering to them, and they need to be part of the staff induction and on all of those kinds of things. So I make it very clear that an acceptable use policy has to be acceptable in terms of standards and of behaviours, but it also has to be acceptable for your work practices. So an example of that I give is many organisations, and you can see why they would come to this conclusion, will say that no personal devices can be used to take pictures of young people. But that's not necessarily very helpful. If you're working in a special school, for example, where you have a child that has not demonstrated the thing that you want them to do, and you've got the close relationship with the parent, every day there's this personal feedback on this is where he's up to, we're really trying hard, these are the things we'll try, and then at some point they are doing that thing that is going to be this record. And you can say workplace learning providers is the same. This is their last day of the placement, they're turning the machine, they're doing the thing, they're treating the animal, the person, whatever it is, and the camera's down the corridor, or you know that it hasn't got a battery, it hasn't worked for a fortnight. You should have a policy that allows you to say, yeah, use your personal device, but you can't take that personal device home. It's going to then have to be signed off. You're going to fill in the e-safety log to say, I used a personal device here, this is the image, and you've got a record of it, so that you can then stand up and say, we managed that risk to the best of our ability, we've got the evidence that we need, the teaching and learning took place, and equally we've safeguarded not just the child but the integrity of the institution. So AUPs need to be grown organically and reviewed constantly, so you're looking for it being on the agenda for every monthly meeting or every half-termly meeting, until you get to a stage where you feel that it reflects the way that you want to work, and certainly having the significant parties involved. So we do encourage schools to get parents involved and pupils as well. You can't have all the pupils involved, but you can start looking, schools council can have a view on that, and then also the teachers. And we were talking earlier about the young teachers. Have the young teachers and the more experienced teachers and the older teachers, chronologically older as well, and you will find then that people will then be inputting that kind of thing and saying, yes, but I need to do it this way. We have to do this. Why are you making me walk all the way around that way when we can go this way and save time and be more effective?